Hi, everyone. Welcome to the 4th annual Teens of LA Film Festival here at the Los Angeles Public Library. Woo! I'm Candace Mack, Senior Librarian of System-Wide Young Adult and Teen Services, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
And I'm Matisse Moser, Librarian 3 for Young Adult Services. My pronouns are he, his. We are thrilled to be able to hold this event in person for the first time since 2020.
We are always amazed at the films our city's teens can create, and this year was no different. Just as the world has reopened after the pandemic, these teens, you all, right, have unleashed your unbridled creativity.
Submissions were scored by our committee on storytelling and performance, creativity and innovation, cinematography and lighting, production design, costumes and makeup, and editing, visual effects, and sound design. The top submissions in each of the 5 categories were then passed along to our amazing guest industry judges, who determined the top finalist, honorable mention, and winning selection in each category. When your name is called, please come up on stage to accept your certificate. Family and friends of the recipient are welcome to come to the front and take photos of your finalist at that time.
This year, our industry judges included actors, directors, writers, producers, and film programmers. Oh, and just to let you know, this year, we received the most submissions ever out of the 4 years that we've been doing this. There were 43 submissions. So you made our jobs very difficult. And I wanted to give a special shout out to our industry judges, whose job you also made difficult. Lisa Marr, Matthew Humphreys, Michael Lander, Naya Kukakov, and Sharmila Ray. Please join us in giving them a hearty round of applause for helping to select the winners in each category and for sharing their feedback with the finalists. And that feedback's gonna be emailed you after the event today. And we want to thank them again for donating their time and expertise to this wonderful event.
So this whole thing isn't just me and Candace. We'd also like to thank members of the 2023 Teens of LA Film Festival Committee. They are Lear Heller, Neil Stokes, Ziba Perez, Emily Appleton, Eddie Tepetti, Alexandra Hontalas Adams, Tina Lerno, and Kelly Tyler. If we could give them a round of applause, please. And so, on to our first category. Documentaries are films that highlight cultural, social, scientific, or other nonfiction topics in a creative way. They use a combination of observational footage, interviews, voiceovers, and other material, such as photographs or archival footage, to tell a true story. These are the finalists for a documentary short.
They are asked to close a state of emergency.
Declaring that state of emergency.
Declared a state of emergency.
Declare a state of emergency against homelessness.
On homelessness.
A homelessness crisis that afflicts more than 40,000 Angelenos.
Many homeless veterans with children are unable to obtain transitional housing.
Too many people cannot afford to keep a roof over their heads.
There's no reason why we should have this kind of problem.
In LA, there are nearly 70,000 folks who don't have a place to call home. Of those 70,000, 4,000 are veterans, 6,500 are kids, and 4,750 are people fleeing domestic violence from their partner. But why? Because the cost of living is simply too high.
In LA County, a renter earning the minimum wage of $13.25 an hour would need to work 79 hours a week in order to afford a 2-bedroom apartment.
This is Heather Tuttle. She was among a group of local families who helped move homeless folks from the local park to more permanent housing during the pandemic.
I don't know if it was because we were home more and had more time, but we spent a lot more time there at the park and really got to know people. And I think it made the issue a lot closer to home.
We also talked about the systemic problems surrounding homelessness.
But also to look at the underlying issues that cause homelessness, like mass incarceration, redlining back in the day of where we really pushed marginalized populations out and made them even more susceptible to homelessness. So there's a lot of systems that are in place still that create homelessness.
And it's not just in LA. As we look at the nation, the number of unhoused folks grows larger and more eye-popping.
Based on data from 2020, almost 600,000 Americans experience homelessness on any given night. Of this number, 61% of those experiencing homelessness are sheltered, and another 39% are unsheltered. It also must be acknowledged that the biggest factor in the rise in homelessness is the severe shortage of affordable housing and the lack of housing supply.
Plus, housing isn't the only expense in life.
10 million of the lowest income households paid at least half of their limited income on rent, leaving them without resources to put food on the table, purchase needed medications, or otherwise make ends meet.
So what have people done to address homelessness?
I talked to Dr. Ben Carson when I was when I was running for governor, and he talked about a plan that he had on federal land, so it didn't have the same regulations and rules that you have on other lands, and they were going to build a lot of low-cost, small housing, and there was plenty of money to treat people, and they would treat people first, and then they would be offered opportunities to live on federal property in these houses that would be built.
LA Mayor Karen Bass also announced her plan to address the crisis.
LA Mayor Karen Bass officially launching her Inside Safe program today.
It's her first step and top strategies, she says, to getting the homeless off the streets and into motel and hotel rooms.
Inside Safe's main goals are to house 15,000 people in Mayor Bass's first year in office, move people from the streets into more permanent housing, and focus on mental health and drug abuse services. While many critics of the plan say it's too vague, Heather Tuttle says the key is connection.
I truly believe if you sit down and have a conversation and an elongated conversation with everyone, even people who seem difficult, you can find some sort of common ground and you can find something that would work for them.
We also talked about how she thought the homelessness crisis could best be addressed.
Everybody has to play a role to fix it, to mandate a specific percentage of affordable housing in each municipality, so that and affordable housing also needs to be looked at, so somebody's income should be directly related to the percentage that they would pay for a mortgage.
And when I heard from Congresswoman Maxine Waters, she talked about the $46 billion in funding she helped approve for renters at the height of the pandemic through the CARES and ARPA Act, which proved to be a lifeline for renters and prevented more people from being forced onto the streets.
Homelessness is a problem with many layers, and I've created 4 steps to help solve the crisis. Number 1 is affordable housing. People should not spend more than 30% of their monthly income on housing, so ensuring that housing falls within this range is important. Number 2 is mental health and drug abuse services. Many people coming from the streets into housing suffer from a mental health crisis or drug abuse. Ensuring that there are services to adequately meet their needs and help them move into a healthier lifestyle is also important. Number 3 is nomadic living. Some people would rather live in their RVs than in housing that's provided for them, and ensuring that they have a place to stay at night is important. Creating lots where they can park their RVs in a sanitary way is crucial to solving this crisis. And finally, making sure that housing authorities are fully staffed with the resources that they need to help people in need is the final step of the plan.
When was the last time you went to the movies? What do you remember? Was it the popcorn, the nice cushioned seats, the big screen, or the huge crowds? What makes it so special? Well, there's not just one answer here. I visited a few theaters, both the big and small ones, and interviewed a few moviegoers.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Harrison, and I just saw Shane.
I'm Z. The Shining here at the Miller Theater with my wife, Minna.
Hi, I'm Nick Mazzoni. Saw Jurassic Park.
My name's Royal.
And my name is Kira.
Saw Asteroid City.
I'm Amber.
I'm Eamon. We just saw Blackberry.
My name is Kamaya.
My name's Carl.
And we just saw Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, look, you're coming into a room and filled with an audience, and everybody's talking amongst themselves before it starts. And the second that the lights go down, everybody gets quiet, and they're all focused on the same thing in a room together.
It's a film, which is what they're meant to be, with a group of people, with an audience that are all getting a collective response and reaction that heighten all the moments and the beats of the movie that are created there to trigger those in you in a collective experience.
Go into the movies, you get the full experience, you get the popcorn, you get the smell, you hear the different vibes, and you hear people going crazy for different scenes. There's nothing like it. It's the 30th anniversary for Jurassic Park, and why not see it here at Universal and see a movie I've never seen in theaters before. Jurassic Park is a classic, and I truly love Steven Spielberg and John Williams. To finally see it in theaters myself was really cool, and seeing a crowd. The place was packed, and everyone was excited, and it was a fun place to see it.
Nothing like the experience watching it on the big screen and the detail and that you get and the experience that you get from, buying popcorn and, just really focusing on the film rather than getting distracted with other things at home,
It's a comfort activity that I could do in my house, but I have to get out of the house to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And I feel like it helps me focus on a movie, to be in a movie environment where there are no distractions and all the lights are turned down, and I'm able to really experience cinema.
During quarantine, many theaters shut down due to the pandemic, but jump to present day and things are looking much brighter. There is a gradual increase with each new release as more people return to the movies.
I'll return because seeing it in the movie theater is better than seeing it at home. You gotta pay more to see it at home, and they just come back to the movie theaters because it's better here anyway.
Yeah, same. I feel like people came back out the house because of the pandemic, but it had a bad impact on people.
We were all isolated for a long time, missing that connection, missing the experience, and so I think that that's something that people are missing and want to get back into. So, yeah.
I think that maybe from having such a long break where we couldn't go to the movie theater, a large amount of people have a new love for going to the movie theater perhaps, or a huge group of people have kind of lost love for the movie theater. So I'm not sure which one, but I could see both happening.
Watching it in a little tiny box at home is not the same.
And microwave popcorn just doesn't hit the same.
I want to pay for my popcorn. Again, it's a commitment.
I want to pay
more. $20.
If I pay too much money for my popcorn and my
like
water
it.
bottle,
then I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, it validates it. It means it's good.
With the rise in popularity of streaming services starting from Netflix and breaking record numbers during the lockdown, there's now a plethora of choices from Disney Plus to Prime Video to Peacock to Max. So I asked the audience their thoughts on streaming versus going to the movies, which also led them to discuss the uncertain future of movie theaters.
Streaming's great in the sense that anybody across the country or across the world can look for a movie like Shane or something of that caliber and get a chance to watch it, get access to it. So I think there's a beauty of having access to an unlimited library of cinema, but at the same time, you're not going to get that group experience that you're going to get when you see a movie in the theater. There's nothing like it.
Finally, people are coming back. Look at this summer blockbuster is going to be huge with Oppenheimer, Barbie. People are getting back to the movies, and there's nothing like the movie experience.
There's something about just the environment of a theater that you don't get at home. So at home, it's nice because you can stop and go to the bathroom and grab something to eat or stop and talk about something. But the absence of those things is what I love about the movie. It's playing and you have to just take it in.
An entire audience that's reacting with you and you're building an energy as you're watching the film.
The future, and this is terrifying and bold to say, but it's in our hands. It's in Eamon's hands,
Oh, wow.
my hands, your hands, and the viewer at home.
That was deep. See, I was gonna say when I went to Universal Studios when I was a kid, they had a Shrek ride where you just watch the Shrek movie, but then they would also like spray you with
Spray
water,
you.
so it's like
Also,
4D.
if they could spray you, that would be good too.
I think the future of movies is getting sprayed in the face by the seat in front of you to
When
simulate.
there's water in the movie, then
It'll just.
It's different from the Cinemark. About 4D here. It sees move. We're actually in the movie.
I think there's going to be an interesting addition as far as immersiveness with virtual reality and things like that that are going to be incorporated at some point. It's going to make it really interesting and unlike anything we've seen before, but I don't know for sure exactly what that'll look like in theaters. But being that going to the theater is so about the immersion.
My name is Jeff Ferguson. I'm one of the owners here at Run Out Groove Records in Burbank.
My name is Alex Rodriguez, and I'm the owner at Record Safari, a record store in Los Angeles, California.
My name is Bob Say, and I am the owner of Freak Beat Records.
I'm Ellen. I'm the co-owner here at Run Out Groove Records in Burbank.
I'm Chris Vagnoni. We're at Record Surplus, record store on the west side of Los Angeles. I'm the owner, pricer. I sweep and mop. I do it all.
For Record Safari, I spent like over a year like finding records. I traveled all over the US. I bought several collections. I bought collections where I made like about 1,000 records, and 800 of them went to the existing store, Glass House in Pomona. And then the 200 best records I kept stockpiling, and I kept stockpiling and stockpiling for Record Safari. And then when we opened with like 30,000 records. That were a lot of cool stuff.
I first started shopping here in the mid to late 90s. I started working in the dollar bins upstairs called The Attic, and slowly got to know the store well and worked my way down from the attic onto the floor and putting out records.
I worked in hospitality my whole life. I've worked in restaurants for over 30 years, so the customer service level of it is really comfortable and fun, pleasant for me. But now everybody walks in, we just talk about music, and it's great.
It really started as a pandemic project for me. I was cataloging my own collection, and I kind of noticed like, hey, this is something I could do, selling these records and things like that.
Definitely post-pandemic, records have picked up. I think people were stuck at home, so they needed something to do at home. And also retail was like the only thing that was open when bars and concerts and a lot of stuff was closed. And you know, you can only go to like, you know, a Target so many times and you just see the same stuff. At a record store, you see different stuff. Every time you go, there's something fresh, and you know, there's like-minded people there. And so I definitely think there was like a huge resurgence. But now that things have opened up, it's kind of dipped down a little bit, but it's staying pretty steady.
I'd say around 2011, 2012, we started noticing young people. It just became a more and more thing until, you know, about 5 years ago, it just started overwhelming, and we just had a Christmas in which we just sold just tons and tons of new vinyl, you know.
But they're collecting differently. They're not buying and amassing large collections like a whole wall full of records. It's more of a smaller, curated collection, it seems.
And everybody's very happy to have the tangible physical record instead of just streaming stuff all the time. Which is, I mean, streaming music is a great resource, and it's a great way to find things, and it's certainly easy. But there's something about coming in and flipping through stuff that makes you find things in a different way and talk to people around you about it. And that stuff's really fun.
I love sharing music, and I love, when people find something that makes them happy, and like a time warp where like they buy a record and it takes them back to when they were a certain age or where they were when they were listening to it originally or something like that.
I know how much I love buying records myself, so if I can put good records in people's hands, it makes me feel good. Again, the act of having something, taking care of it, and it living on beyond the original owner is really kind of a beautiful aspect of the shop here. We have customers that have been shopping here since day one for over 35 years who will sell us their records, and I always hear people say, I just want to make sure they find a good home. I want to make sure they're enjoyed by somebody else. And that's a beautiful part of the industry. The music lives on, the artifact lives on, and the joy lives on.
I also love people bringing in big loads of records without any time frame of I have to have the money in 3 hours or something. But if somebody walks in with 500 records, I just love looking through them, because the one thing about records, there's so many records are made. I mean, every month we come across a record I don't remember ever seeing before. So it's a discovery thing, I guess. It's just so exciting to me. That's one of the great things that I was lucky enough to be involved with, was buying records in the late 60s and forward. People now don't understand how plentiful everything was. You go into used record stores back in the mid-70s, and records itself, literally for $3,000 today, were in bins for 15 cents or 25 cents. And you could find records everywhere, in Army, Navy surplus stores, thrift stores, anywhere that somebody dumps them off. It was just funny, and you could get them so easily. And now it's really hard. And so certain records the price on certain records has exploded beyond reality to me, but whatever, just go with the flow.
All right, so our top finalist for the documentary category is Ethan Dumper for their film Finding Home. Our honorable mention in the documentary category is Delmark Finn for their film The Movie Theater Experience. And the winner in the documentary category is Ezra Solomon Dov for their film Resurgence. Let's see about you. Ezra, you in the audience with us today?
Well, we'll celebrate Ezra in spirit. Yay, Ezra! All right. Ooh. Continuing on to our next category, these are films that do not fit the traditional mold of another category, including films without dialogue and or storylines. Films without traditional structure or narrative, these are the entries for the experimental category.
You made this?
Mm-hmm.
This is really good. I don't think I've ever had purple ice cream before.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, I guess.
Lilac, thank you so much for inviting me over. It's been so long. Catch me up on everything.
Well, I mean, nothing much has happened. I got a new pet though.
Really? What animal? Wait, let me guess.
Sure.
Give me some hints.
Okay.
Just don't make it too obvious.
So first I had to get a square fish tank.
Okay, so fish then. A goldfish? Okay. So, a frog?
Nope.
Okay, a turtle, a duck, crab?
No, let me give you more hints. So there's this special fish food, steak flavored fish food.
Oh my god, I know what you got. Oh, wait, did you get a piranha? Wait, is this all because you're still mad at Jake?
No. I mean, I should have gotten one. Imagine how horrified he would have been.
Are you really still mad at him? I mean, you forgave me.
Who said I'm not still mad at you?
I mean, you're talking to me.
Yeah, but I'm still mad. I mean, he's my brother, you're my best friend. You don't just go around and for 3 months and not tell me. I mean, he's worse than you are. He has the brain of a fish sometimes, I swear.
I know. But I really did like him. You know I'm sorry.
It's fine. Let's just move on. I'll give you more hints. So, this animal, I basically got it this special purple water because in the normal water it can't breathe. So this special purple water allows it to thrive in the water.
What? Special purple water? I literally have no idea what this could be.
Do you want to come inside and see?
Yeah, I think I just need to get my eyes on this thing. Lilac, I don't feel too well. Jake? What the hell? Oh, I really don't feel too well. The ice cream. I like the Joker.
Director, you haven't even heard about the new Valorant skin. It's horrible.
Mr. Guy, Mr. Guy. Hi, yes.
Wow, those were some harrowing tales. So now on to our honorees. So the top finalist for the experimental category is Gabriella Mosseri for their film The World's Best Detective. I don't think Gabriella was able to make it today, but I believe they sent some representatives. Woo! And yes, the finalists get a swag bag too. The honorable mention in the experimental category goes to Grace Charles for their film Guess My Pet. Woo! Is Grace here today? I don't think they were able to make it. Okay, well, on to the winner in the experimental category, Leah Choi for their film The Doctor. Woo! Unfortunately, it looks like Leah wasn't able to make it either. So that's okay. We will go on to the next category.
Tag, I'm it. So the next category is live action or animated, a short film that tells a fictional story using believable characters, plots, and settings. These can be any genre: comedy, film, action, horror, etc. Films submitted in this category can be live action or animated.
Hey, Ronnie? Where you been?
I was out. I was just getting candy from the office.
Candy? Hey, finish your breakfast. The bus leaves in 15 minutes.
180 as it is.
Finally. Where's water?
Quando passa il sole.
Miss? Miss? You all right? Is there anybody here with you? Yes. Okay.
They just don't exist. Anymore.
Some might say that I'm a loner, but I just call it being free. I am my heart's only owner, or at least I used to be. 'Cause now a wildfire is raging inside, and my heartstrings are pulling like the tide, and the match that drew a spark was a single stolen kiss. And if that ain't love, I don't know what is. For years I've kept my feelings grounded and gone without, all kept within. By these high walls I've been surrounded. Walls to her eyes only paper thin. 'Cause now wildfire is raging deep inside, and my heartstrings are pulling like the turning of the tide, and the match that drew the spark was a single stolen kiss. And if that ain't love, I don't know what is. If that ain't love, I don't know what is.
Yeah, so Marcus was just being an idiot in class. He had his headphones unplugged, started blasting his music to the whole class. What song was it? Gangsta rap. Oh my god. Yeah. What made it even funnier is that Mr. Wren just walked up behind them without him knowing, just leaned down and goes, "What you doing, bro?" And Marcus was just all like, and Mr. Wren just goes,
Like Helen Keller. You know, because she was like blind and deaf. So whenever she would talk, she would kind of go like, ah!
I'm gonna get a Sunny D. Yeah, I mean, look at this dude. He just straight up sent me a picture of his balls. I don't want to see it. Am I the crazy one here? And Marcus was just all like, and Mr. Wren just goes,
Like Helen. Hello? Hello?
Who was it?
Scam call. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Yup. I'm gonna go get water.
You make fruit punch, yeah? Hey, where's my fruit punch?
Bro, it's been like 2 seconds.
Okay. Hey, where's my fruit punch?
Sorry, man. I forgot about it. So what were we guys talking about?
Oh, we were just talking about how Mr. Wren was going, beep, 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 beep.
Oh, like Helen Keller.
And the top finalist in the live action or animated category is Zefren Delilias Simon Ducan for their film The List. The honorable mention goes to Tyler Berman for their film Pasta sul Pavimento. All right. I guess they're not here today. Okay, then. And so the winner in the live action or animated category is Eric Lopez for their film Timeless Humor. And Eric, as the live action winner for the category, would you like to say a few words?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yes.
Testing. Hey. Okay, I want to thank my siblings. I want to thank my siblings, Ayana and Renee, for helping me. I'd also like to thank my high school film teacher, Mr. Shields. He's a real one. Thanks for holding the film festival. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, well now it has to go back down. For obvious reasons. All right, so now continuing right along, micro shorts are tightly edited 1 minute long films. They can be in any genre or category, live action, animated, or experimental.
Yellow. No, I don't owe anyone any money. Some people. Look, I don't need my computer fixed. My computer works just fine. Jeez, can't catch a break. Look, I don't owe anyone any money. I don't want a free gift card. I don't want to give you my email. I don't need my computer fixed. And I don't want a free prize. So can you please stop calling this number?
Awesome. So for the micro short category, our top finalist is Sophie Maya Enkles for How Not to Fall Asleep in Class. And our honorable mention in the micro short category is Xavier Matthew Green for Scammers. Love the representation. Congratulations. And our winner for the micro short category is Noemi Itzel Rodriguez Gleason for their film The Exam. Woo! Noemi, as the winner in the micro short category, would you like to say a few words? Okay, that's okay. We invite you to just stand in the middle for pictures. Congratulations, Noemi.
Our final category is PSA, Public Service Announcement. A PSA is an informal video that raises awareness about an important issue, often having to do with health and safety. PSAs are intended to help change behaviors and attitudes about social topics. PSAs often resemble commercials, but serve the public good rather than advertise products.
Look at those losers. What up, dorks? What a waste of time. What's so wrong with the environment right now? Look out there, Four Eyes. It's beautiful. You know what, Bruce? You know what's a real waste of time? Not helping the environment. That's what's a waste of time. What? Oh, come on. He's full of it. Ah! Don't just stand there. Get me down. How's that for throwing away trash? How do we get these bozos to understand? It doesn't take much work to sort your trash, but it helps a lot. Yeah, I know. Less trash bags to go to the dump. I'm gonna make another poster for that. Maybe we should give them a chance. The waste monster appears to be on the move again. Is that the school? Looks like it's leaving. Ah! I'm glad we got a tracker put on the beast, but I don't know what we are going to do to stop it. Well, I think we need to continue our research and find its objective.
You can think of some birds. Not in the dark, not in the tree, not in the think about red.
As a first step, everyone can sort their trash, and products need to have less packaging, less plastic. That means less trash overall. More work has to be done. We must work together.
Just say what you want. Pickles off.
And so, our top finalists for the PSA category, Ezra Hong and Mason Yu for their film Smog. The honorable mention in the PSA category goes to Tor Palco for The Waste Monster. And our winner for the PSA category is Adriana Bean for their film A Fresh Start. And Adriana, as the winner, would you like to come up and say some words? Sure. Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is... Hi. I really hope you guys enjoyed my film. I had a lot of fun making it, and just the story I've had an idea for a really long time, and it's really for anyone who's going through something. It doesn't have to be anything specific. The biggest thing, smallest thing, if you feel like you're stuck on a broken record, sometimes all you need is a fresh start. So, yeah. Thank you.
We also wanted to actually invite all of the award winners and honorees up to the stage so that we could take a group picture with them. So, sorry, Adriana, come back, please. So thanks to everyone for participating in today's event, and once again to all of the young filmmakers who submitted their projects this year. You really are a very talented and inspiring bunch, and we look forward to what you'll dream up next. So don't forget to check out our other exciting programs and resources for teens at www.lapl.org/teens,